frank thoughts from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there. A night of harsh lessons for United, Graeme, was it?
Yeah, he's right. He knows the story. They've done brilliantly well to get here. You know, you think the result in Turin against Juve, the big night in Paris. But it was a step too far. This was always going to happen. But Barca are no mugs. You know, they're a team that have played at this level for many seasons now. So, you know, they weren't going to bottle it. They were going to turn up. And for United, they just couldn't live with them. They made a decent start after 10 minutes. The game went away from them once Messi got his first goal, and then they got schooled for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they did. Those first 10 minutes, the first 6 or 7 or 8 10 minutes were decent enough, Niall, from United point of view. That was about
they
the
looked
best of it,
sharp. Yeah, they really did really well, and Rashford looked like he was going to have a real big impact on the game. He gets in here after less than a minute, takes a nice touch, tries it with the outside of his foot. He's unlucky, and you know, they kind of bossed it a little bit for that period of time. It wasn't long before Barcelona started knocking the ball around and found themselves again. But a bad touch here from McTominay, that could have been so different. Either of them could have changed the whole context of the game. But, you know, once they settled in and got to grips with this, you know, Barcelona were never troubled after that. But they were plucky at the start, and, you know, they got away with a penalty incident, which was a help. But, of course, once Barcelona then opened them up, it was a real tough night for them.
Is it not really? It's not really good enough from United fans' point of view to be saying they were plucky, given the amount of money that they've spent in the last few seasons.
Well, he didn't spend it, so he's got a job to do to work out what his team should be next year. That said, in the last 8 in Europe in the Champions League, for where United are coming from over the last couple of years, ain't bad. Although I have to say,
where he took over
from where he took over from, and what was happening when Mourinho was there. So there is improvement, and also, you know, the kind of. You got to remember, Paris Saint-Germain were the class team. They went to Old Trafford and gave them a lesson. And, you know, but for that penalty in the last minute and a couple of mistakes, you know, I think United have actually overachieved.
And they shouldn't really have been there.
Well, look, that's probably a bit too far, but it was good that they were there. That's a step in the right way for them. And
they were always going to be up against it with Messi in the form he's in this season, Brian, especially that first goal.
Yeah, for sure. Situation where you go down from the first leg, and he's going to have his moments. I mean, we've seen him devastating against Spurs, PSV this year. Sensational. And he wants to win this competition this year. He set that target for his teammates. This is just a sensational goal, but typical. We see it, you know, 20 times a season. We see this type of goal. He scores some handy goals as well, but mostly they're brilliant goals, lovely on the eye. Here he's sharp in. Look at his control. That's a poor goal by his standards. Goalkeeper, a dreadful mistake. But, you know, he wants to win. They're all fed up of Real Madrid having won the last 3 years. We said it before the match. He hadn't scored in the quarter-finals in the last 3 years when they went out. So tonight's performance gives them hope that they can go on and win it this year. And the way it's lined up, they've got a chance. Yeah. Everybody's that's left at this stage thinks they have a real chance with Real Madrid being out.
Yeah, it was a shocker from De Gea there, who had been taking specialist
you did inside track on that as well,
he'd been
you?
Taking specialist preparation to face Messi for this game. He shot with his right, so he wasn't expecting that. That was the United goalkeeping coach Emilio Alvarez actually did say that, Graeme, before you slag me anymore about that little fact. Coutinho now, he could potentially have helped set up a game against his old club, Liverpool. Another beautiful goal, this wasn't it?
Delightful. I mean, once he gets into this situation, inside left, and he gets it on his right foot, lovely lay off here, and now Smalling backs off a wee bit, and he just gives him the room to get his shot off. I mean, it's a great time to watch. This is late. This is Jordi Alba laying up. Yeah. And watch it. When the ball's sat under his feet, he's digging it out, which is a hard technique. You know, it's under him a bit, but you see him do it all the time. He seems to get this. Watch this. It's slightly under him. See, slightly behind him and under him. And he just gets great pace on it and the angle of it. And
that, we think, is a gesture to the Barca fans, because he hasn't had a great time. There's a lot of criticism.
Remember, it was Man United. They the Liverpool connection. They would have been giving him stick. Yeah. I would have thought it would be more like that.
I think it possibly because of the tough time he's had in general this season. If Liverpool do get through against Porto tomorrow night, how do you think that would shape up Barca?
That's a really hard one to call.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool are a very good team, but so are Barca. Yeah. And they've just got a bit more experience. But then Liverpool will be buoyed by the fact they got to the final last year. That'd be a hard one to call.
Yeah, they have a bit of work to do tomorrow.